Hi there. I'm going to show you how to make a brine. Very simple brine. Your basic ingredients: sea salt, balsamic vinegar, soy sauce. Okay, so for your sea salt, I've got a bucket here, which is 15.8 gallons for my American friends, or 15 liters for us Canadians. No, that's not right. Either way, it's a 15 liter container. So for a container this size, I'm going to use a half a cup of salt. I should have already had it poured into the measuring cup, but I just figured I'd show you how to do it. I've got the air conditioning on because it's like 100 degrees in here. So I'm not going to fill this right to the very top. It's going to be literally just under. And then you just want to take and spread it around liberally. Just dump it in. Soy sauce, about a quarter cup. You want it to darken the water?
That's about a half cup.
Nope, that was about a quarter cup. There was only a half cup left in there. Okay, it was 3/4 of a cup. Excuse me. Just means I use a little less of the vinegar. Which is fine. The vinegar's more for flavor. So, just however much you want. Good enough for me. That was probably quarter cup.
Say about a third.
That is my wife, and she's like a backseat driver, but a backseat cook. But she knows how to cook too. Okay, so you're going to throw in a couple of bay leaves. You don't want to throw them all in at once because you want to throw some in on top of the meat as well. So I've got two, well, 1.5. Air conditioner's blowing them all to one end. Maybe we'll just turn that off. Okay, so I've got 3.5 leaves in there. I'm going to throw a couple of more on top of the meat. Cracked peppercorns. Enough that it basically covers the top of the liquid. Some Old Bay seasoning. Excuse me if I'm breaking any copyrights, but it is a seasoning that's on sale for the public. And again, just enough to cover the top of the water. Is there anything I've forgotten? Yes, there is. You're going to throw a little thyme in, because we all need some thyme.
That was sad and pathetic.
That was sad. Just a couple of shakes. Little celery salt, just for flavor, not much. And of course, some dill weed. Dill weed, you don't want to use too much of it. It can be a little overpowering. I love the smell of it though. Again, just a little light sprinkle. You've got oregano, which you want in there as well. A light sprinkle over the top. Some basil. I don't have my glasses on, so it takes me a bit to read it. Again, just over the top. And some parsley. I like the parsley flakes. It gives it a bit of an earthy taste. So that's all the seasonings that I put into my brine.
You might actually want to put the parsley in because you used oregano twice. Put your glasses back on.
Oregano's here.
And you just put it down.
No, I just put down the
Yeah.
Okay, let's put a little more parsley in. Oh, you're right. Look at that. You'll notice the parsley that we get, very nice green coloring. And believe it or not, we buy it at one of our local dollar stores. I can't give you the product name because it's copyrighted. Okay, so now what you want to do is, I didn't grab a spoon, so I'm just going to use a small measuring cup to do it. You just want to give it a stir. Get those salts in the bottom mixing in. Measuring cup's good because it picks up the salts and spreads it around. Now most of your parsley and oregano and basil and all that is going to sit on the top, but your Old Bay seasoning will mix in, your salt will mix in, so as will your vinegar and your soy sauce. Alright, there's still some salt in the bottom of it, but you want that. You don't want it all to mix in because it'll dissolve as it sits. Alrighty, now we're ready to put the meat in. I don't know if you can see it from there.
No, because you put all the spices in front of it.
Well, it's the way I work. What can I say? Alrighty.
That's why most chefs put the spices in front instead of to the side.
Well, I don't have much room here. And I'm not most chefs. I am me.
Ain't that
A
the
crazy
truth?
nut job. Okay, can you see how nice and dark that is? Now, if my lovely wife would actually stand up, she'd be able to show you what the top of it looks like. But she's not going to, so I'm going to take the camera off her for a second. And we're just going to have a little look-see.
You might want to look at the screen so you know what you're looking at.
Alrighty. Most chefs also don't have their wife on holding the camera and yelling at them. Like I said, I'm not most chefs.
It's my job.
We're more down home. Because I consider this home cooking. Okay, now these are all the ends that I showed you in the other video that I trimmed up. Taking all the silver skin off. They can go in. And look at these lovely ribs. All nice and tasty. Now if you want restaurant style ribs, I'm sure you can find a butcher that'll do that for you. When you're doing it at home, you're not going to get what looks like a restaurant style rib. Unless you know how to do butchering. Now that is like a restaurant style rib. I know how to do butchering. But they don't always turn out like that. Butcher shop, if their ribs don't turn out when they're prepping them and taking the silver skin off, they just cut them up and sell the ribs individually in the meat counter. Now I have 6 racks here that I am putting in. Only because what I thought was 3 nice racks and 3 ends turned out to be 2 ends and 4 nice racks. So I've got a total of 6. But that's okay. Everybody loves eating ribs. And there's going to be enough for everybody. With some left over for my lunch the next day.
Not likely. Your daughter will scoff it.
This is true. My daughter will be the first one to start sneaking them in tinfoil out of the fridge. Alright, so now they're in the brine. So now what I want to do is, I'm going to dry my hands. I'm going to throw a couple of more bay leaves on top because the other bay leaves are now mixed in with all of the ribs buried underneath. So we'll just grab another couple. 3 or 4 maybe. 1, 2, 3. One more for good luck. Well, that's 2 halves. There we go. And that would be the brine. Now this is going to sit in the fridge 24 to 48 hours. This batch will be in the fridge for 48 hours in the brine, and then it'll be sitting in clear water, because I'll take them out and rinse them. It'll be sitting in clear water for another 12 to 16 hours before it goes into the smoker. This way the flavors are all inside. There's no brine left on the outside, no salts on the outside, and it'll be nice and tender. When they come out, your ribs will look like they've been boiled. That's the salts and the vinegar working. What it's actually doing is cooking the meat, or pickling the meat, if you want to put it that way. We call it cooking the meat. Yes, you can eat it as it is. It won't be as good. Kind of chewy, because you need the heat to help finish breaking down all the stringy fibers that's inside the meat. On our next video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple barbecue sauce. Now, once that video is done, I'm going to be throwing a few twists and turns into it to make it one of my signature barbecue sauces. But you can add what you want to it to make it your own barbecue sauce.
Same with the brine.
Same with the brine. Add whatever spices you like. I know some people add curry just to give it that little bit of heat and that flavor. Other people, they add Chinese 5-spice. They'll make it Cajun.
Chili.
Yep, chili. They'll try and do a Mexican mix. You can just about make any spices, any spice combination into your brine, because your main mixtures are your water, your salt, and your vinegar. Now you don't have to use balsamic vinegar. You can use any other kind of vinegar. White vinegar, wine vinegar, apple cider vinegar works good as well. It just makes it a little bit tart.
Malt, if you're into that.
Yeah, you can use malt vinegar. Some people actually will use just the salt and the water, and they'll throw blueberries into it and different fruits to give it kind of a fruity fragrance. Other ones will just basic salt and water. Me, I like to add my spices to it. This way the spices are infused into the meat when you're cooking it, so you don't have to bring all this out to where the barbecue is. The only thing you need to bring out is your barbecue sauce. So that's it for this. This is Rusty saying good night, good day, enjoy your meals, and have fun.